Hello there everybody and good morning. It's Sally here and it's Tuesday teaching tips again time. Thank you for those of you that are watching this and tuning in. And first of all, I'm going to apologise for the fact that I have looked into how to reverse the picture, but it's not within my my power to do so. It seems as though it's a Facebook problem. So I know that when I put my hands on the piano, you get a reverse image of it. As I say, there's nothing I can do about it, so we're just going to have to learn to live with that, and my apologies for it. So this week, I want to say a big thank you to those of you that have contacted us with a couple of queries, and Barbara sent us a text about one of her pupils that she's inherited, and quite often we take on new pupils, don't we, from other teachers, and we discover that there are some problems in there, and she's got a problem with her pupil who has a collapsing left hand. In particular, I think we have this kind of problem where the hand is just giving up on itself. From what she says, the right hand is okay, but the left hand is just a bit of a mess at the moment. And she was asking for some suggestions about how to build up a better hand position generally, but to help that little finger just engage a bit more. I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I'm going to come up with a suggestion for you. It's interesting what Graham Fitch has to say about building finger independence and the importance of it. And he refers to what he calls a coordinated blend. So all the way down the arm, through the wrist, through the knuckles, what we call the bridge, and through the fingers as well. And it's when you teach that from the very beginning, you don't tend to have the problems as it comes later. Or if you do, you can kind of put them right as they go ahead. However, when you're inheriting a pupil, it's a different matter altogether, isn't it? Because you've got to somehow build that technique back up without it becoming heavy and serious. And I was reminded last night when I was teaching of the importance of keeping lessons quite light, quite playful. You know, we learn best when we're at play, when we're relaxed, when we're engaged, when we're smiling, when we're enjoying things. And I think I was probably a bit tired in my last teaching last night because I wasn't being playful and because I was being a little bit serious and heavy about things. And I don't think either myself or my pupil had a particularly good time of it, which has made me have a lot of thought today about that. So I think when you're dealing with something like technique, even more important to keep it light and playful. Yes, we want to try and explain things, you know, we want to go into teacher mode, don't we? Oh, well, you know, what you've got to do is you've got to keep all this really relaxed and you've got to keep it blended, and it goes over the pupil's head. So I was thinking, okay, let's turn this into a little game. And I don't know whether you know the game called Connect 4. And it's a bit like noughts and crosses, and I play it quite a bit with my great nephew and nieces. It's one of their favourite games, and you have to get 4 of the counters in a row. So I thought, oh, okay, let's play Connect 4, but this time we're going to do it with our arm and our fingers. And it's just being absolutely precise about what you ask the pupil to do, and then you give them a system, and then you are consistent in referring back to that system. It's not a one-day thing, it's not a one-week thing, it's not even a one-month thing. It's a constant, ongoing process of reminding them to play the game with themselves. So the Connect 4, the first connection can be the fingertips, having firm fingers and making sure that those those joints are all nice and firm and connected. And then a really active bridge across here, and I think this is something that younger pupils in particular do tend to struggle with, so keep reminding them about that active bridge. A lovely flexible wrist. Don't you find that pupils tend to do that, and the wrist goes up instead of keeping it really, really flexible? And then, of course, you know, really lovely floaty arms and elbows. And you might find that might be the point to start. I'm just giving you ideas here, so you've got to decide your own starting point for this. But if the arms and the elbows are tucked in the side like this, there's no way that the rest of this is going to work. So keep those arms and those elbows really light, really floaty. And one analogy I like to use with my pupils is to tell them to imagine they've got water wings on. You know, when you're learning to swim, you have those little armbands. And if you just blow them up a little way, then all my pupils instantly know, oh yeah, that's how my arms are. And you just keep that analogy going for them. So floaty arms and elbows, a lovely flexible wrist, active bridge and firm fingers. And those are their game. That's their game, their Connect 4. And you write it out for them. I did it on post-it notes for one of my pupils last night. 4 different post-it notes that they've taken home. They play, whether it's a scale, whether it's a piece. When they've played, you say, can you play Connect 4? And they have to just stop and they check. Have I got firm fingers? Have I got an active bridge? Have I got a flexible wrist? Have I got floaty arms and elbows? And maybe for everyone everyone that's in place, they get a little tick, a little point. For one that isn't in place, maybe you get it instead. Yeah. So be creative with that idea. That's just the start of it, really. It's not a complete idea, but it's one way that you can start to get over these technical points to pupils without getting heavy and serious. As I say, use a game, but also be consistent in your use. And those of you that are curious piano teachers are very used to me talking about being persistent and consistent. I do think sometimes we give up as teachers. We try something out, it doesn't work, so we do it differently the next time. Well, I think we have to try something out, and then if it doesn't work, we try it again. And if it doesn't work, we tweak it and we try it again. And I think if we keep moving forward with our pupil in this way, we will find in the end that our persistence will pay off and that they will get the idea a lot more. So be persistent and consistent, but also just be creative. Enjoy what you do. Just play around with it. It's not a precious idea. It's there. Use it, please. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that Tuesday morning, or whatever time you're watching this at. If you like us, please do come over to our Facebook page and give us a nice like there. If you've got any further questions, do keep them coming in. You can message us, you can send us an email on info@curiouspiano.org. And in the meantime, have great fun with your teaching. Keep it light, that's what I'm aiming to do this afternoon. Keep it playful and keep being curious. Okay. Oh, I can see lots of lovely likes coming across. Yeah, I like my likes. So keep them coming. Thank you very much.